Welcome to Heroes Rising, hosted by Sifu Rafael, a master instructor, public speaker, and the founder of Speaking Prowess. Known for his expertise in empowering individuals through the art of communication and leadership. Alongside him is co-host Jose Escobar, an acclaimed personal development speaker, 18-time published author, and founder of 2 thriving businesses, including the Connected Leaders Academy. Together, they bring you dynamic conversations with world-class entrepreneurs, industry icons, and visionaries. Heroes Rising is your go-to source for wisdom, motivation, and unstoppable growth. Join us and discover the hero within you.
Jose, welcome, my friend. How are you?
Hello. All is well. Back from Arizona and beautiful state, and in my home state of Maryland that I love so dearly. How are you today?
Oh my gosh, I am exceptional, getting better every single day. As you know, we just spent some time together, and what a blessing. What a blessing to spend time with you. And guess what? We have 2 people we spend time with as well coming on the show. So let's go ahead and bring them on. We have Kimberly and T.O. Hey.
Hey.
Happy Friday.
Good to see you, Jose. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, Tio, as always, and good to see you, Kimberly. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Yes.
So let's talk about what rising strong. Think about leadership, faith, and the global impact that we together are making. Because we can do global impact on our own, but isn't it better to do it together? I think Jose really can speak on that.
In terms of, there's a lot of topics here. So you're talking about global.
I know, big one.
It's like 5 really solid topics in one. So are you asking that I lead with global impact?
I think so.
So
because you're making a global impact, brother.
Yeah, I think one thing that's important to know is impact begins in the home, right? In terms of what you're doing. So whether it's with your spouse, with your children, that kind of a thing. So the leadership, the impact, all the things that we do starts in the home, and then it kind of goes into your community, your immediate area, and then it can expand across your country, wherever you might be, and then it expands globally, right? But a lot of us, we're thinking out here and we're trying to act out here, but we miss what's like right in front of us, right? So for me, it's very, very important to start foundationally from the home to the local community, to the nation, and then across borders, right? And I think it's important to have that bigger vision in terms of global impact, right? Because if we impact other people across the world becomes a better place. And it's hard to do that if you are just hanging out in your immediate area, in your immediate circle. So I think it's always having that big vision. How can I play bigger? How can I impact more lives? How can I take people along the journey with me? Right? People say it's lonely at the top. I disagree with that. I think it should never be lonely at the top. That you should have your friends with you. You should have the people that you care about with you, right? You don't leave anyone behind. It's if I'm going to rise, then you rise. If you rise, I rise, right? A rising tide raises all ships. So global impact is really what I'm all about in everything that I do. I'm always thinking about the global side of things as opposed to just the local stuff, right? Which is also important. That's where we start. We think globally, but we act locally initially.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Wow, powerful as usual. As I expected. I expect nothing less. Theo, when you consider that, you can pick any of them, but would you like to touch upon the global impact? Because you, my friend, have done that. And I did not get to, and you know how I feel about you, right? I did not get to thank you for your service because you have been serving me. I take it personally. Your service, I feel like it was just for me, man. So appreciate you in your military as a Marine for 25 years, which is incredible. And you've been all over the world. You've impacted people everywhere you've gone. Talk to us about that and how important it is for you.
Oh, thank you, Sifu. It's very important. Um, I'm gonna speak from the heart type of guy. When I look across the screen and I see Jose Escobar, man, it's it's a it's a humbling feeling because that's a man who did it from ground up.
Yeah.
I was in the service, man. Like, yeah, I got to see the world, but hey, it was paid for. A cot and 3 meals and all of those things. So when I think of Jose, man, and how every time I see someone new come into CLA that, is abroad or up in Canada, just all over the world, and how Jose highlights that, that's important. Hitting all 50 states, having leaders everywhere, connected leaders uh stretched across the bow, as we say in the military. But yeah, it's real because someone right now is watching this. We're having a global impact right now as we speak, and that's why it's so important uh, to stay tethered at who you are, stay tethered in your purpose, your assignment, what it is that God has given you to be able to inspire and touch the world. And I'm grateful, anytime just to have the opportunity. I tell my mother all the time, Sifu, I'm like, Mom, I'm just grateful that I could, follow God's purpose and truly live within my calling. My niece, who also lives here in Atlanta, she dropped her new single last
Mm.
night at midnight on live, and all
Wow.
all the all the family was on there. And when I woke up this morning, because I was asleep, you all, so I wasn't on there. I was actually knocked out. But when I woke up this morning and I listened to her song, man, uh,
Tell us, do you know the name of her song? What is her name so we can all go and chime in?
yes, her name is Chave, Chavea Hayes. Last name Hayes, Hayes. It's on all the streaming platforms.
Nice.
I believe the name of the song is Yahweh, or his name is Yahweh.
Oh
She's
wow.
referring to Jesus, the
Right.
Lord and Savior. So uh, when I listened to it this morning here in the same space, I was telling her on the phone when I called her to congratulate her. I said, I felt the Spirit of God move this morning
Mm.
through your gift. I said, continue to pour to the world globally your gift. That's your assignment. And you have to stay focused in that. So that's what it really means to me. Um, before we move on, and this is not a prop, but I brought it intentionally, man. Winning the day.
No,
Jose
no,
Escobar,
listen.
bro. Like, just reading that again,
Yeah.
it's come on, man. Like,
You mean
Jose's
this book?
diving. Oh yeah, that one. He's
This one?
diving into things that, man, if you don't like to read, oh my God, man, just reach out to us, man. We'll help you hear it some kind of way. Whether it's audio, whether we can get on the phone and read it to you. But it is so impactful, the things that Jose Escobar is talking about in that book in terms of winning the day. How do we win each day? And I take a quote out of Rick Pitino, the famous basketball coach. He said, live like it's a 1 day contract. Live like it's a 1 day contract. If you know 24 hours is all I have, live like it's a 1 day contract.
Yeah,
Really quick, because I want to go to Kimberly for sure. I would love to hear your thoughts on what we're talking about today. But very quickly, I just have to piggyback off of you showing my book, because look what I have here in front of me. Oh my goodness gracious!
Yay!
Oh, man, look from here to there.
And I
But
appreciate that, bro. I
What?
appreciate
What
that.
you talking about? Look
Yeah.
at this.
I'm holding this one, bro. Winning the day.
when
Yes.
they collide, you see this? But anyway,
Yeah.
listen, I've got to say,
Hang on, Jose. Didn't we all just have a meeting because of
yes,
this? We
we
all
did.
got together
Yes.
because of
Yes,
this, right?
we did,
That's
absolutely.
right.
one thing
Yes.
I could very quickly say to what you just said is you've created global impact yourself, and whether, you did it yourself from the ground up, like bootstrapped it, or whether you were in the military, as you said, I completely agree with Sifu. Much respect to you. Thank you for your service, first and foremost. But you are out there putting your life on the line. I mean, that takes tremendous courage, tremendous risk, and it's a different level of global impact, right? So I'm not risking my life doing what I'm doing, right? But you were. So that is also commendable to be respected on a whole different level that I can't speak to. But what I can say is you created global impact. I'm creating global impact. All of us here in our own capacity are creating global impact, right? And that's what this is about. That's why we're all on this show here together. Otherwise, we could have had other people here, but we're here because we're global impact players. And I don't know who this quote is attributed to, but the quote says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." Right? Insanely crazy.
Good.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So my biggest thing is I didn't come out the womb thinking I'm going to create global impact. I didn't initially say I'm going to create a global entity and be in 35 countries and 47 states and inspire the world and eventually get to something much, much, much bigger than where I am today. It was the fact that I am not afraid to invest in myself. I'm not afraid to hire coaches and mentors and pay for courses and programs and get into the right rooms like we were just past weekend. I am not afraid of those things, and those things have elevated my thought process. They have pushed me to think bigger. I have had people that are way beyond the journey, way further along than I am, that have said, "Jose, you're thinking too small. Jose, you have more to do. Jose, you got to play bigger. You got to be like, 10 steps ahead." Right. And that kind of a thing. And that's what has inspired me. And now I think bigger than I've ever thought before. And the crazy thing is that I'm still not thinking big enough. But anyway, let's hear from you.
That's good,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you. Wow. This is the dream come true right here. So I don't want to, puff you guys up too much, but let me please. Tio, one thing I've learned about you, and we don't know each other that well, but one thing I've learned about you, your humbleness, you will always, every time somebody gives you some sort of lift up in the sense that you might feel like they're puffing you up or something, you always turn it around and put it back on them and how great they are. Your humbleness. You're a fantastic man, a fantastic leader.
Thank you.
People need to hear you, and you always turn it around back on everybody else so that they get hurt. And so, I don't even know what to say about that. Thank you for that. Thank you for everything. I want to say something about what Jose just said, because here you said it gets lonely at the top, but you're never lonely because you bring people with you. I really loved what you just said there. That really stuck with me, because if we're lonely at the top, that means we're doing it for ourselves. We're not bringing somebody along with us, and it's about us. And that's not what leadership is about, right? It's not about positions and it's making decisions. It's about influence, but it's about influencing for others so that they too can move towards their greater purpose. And so when you said I'm never lonely, that just struck me. That means that in my mind, in my heart, that means that you, Jose, are influencing others towards their greater purpose as well. So you're climbing together. You're helping each other. I don't want to repeat myself, but I said earlier, I think it was Martin Luther King who said the greatest road to success is helping somebody else along their way. And so that's the leadership. That's true empowerment that cultivates growth, right? And it's about, for me personally, I can't even speak without adding my faith to it, because it's part of my DNA. It's who I am. It's the foundation of my leadership. It changes the way I make my decisions, right? My leadership, my global impact, it changes how I make my decisions, because I know it's not all about me. And so there's an integrity, there's a service to others, wonderful man, child of a son of God, Jesus Christ, who said he came to serve, not be served. And we can all learn a lesson from that, I believe. And I believe, Sifu, you do that constantly throughout your career. Every venue, every avenue, everything you touch is about serving others. And I think all three of you gentlemen, from what I have learned, is what you do. And so I just want to say thank you for that, because you've poured into me. You've poured into me. And what, like, the wisdom that you've given me has given me courage that I already know I had. But sometimes we get stuck, right? We talked about this before, and you forget your worth. And sometimes you need people like you three in the room to grow off of. And so that courage can come back and propels me forward and reminding me to bring somebody with me.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Powerful,
Wow.
powerful. If you think about you, when you were on the yacht, you're now a global speaker because you're speaking in a different country than you are living in. And for me, every time I hear anyone speak, it makes me consider my worth. It makes me consider the worth of the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I was joking about a little bit is that I said that Theo is a SEAL. And he's like, no, man, I'm in the Marines. I said, no, man, you're a Marine SEAL. Because you're so stealth. I think, was it you, Jose? You're like, Theo was here a minute ago. I turned around, he's gone. I said, because it's a SEAL. He just.
That is a true story.
That was so funny.
Story. I was literally with you and the night owl, the meeting after the meeting after the meeting. And tell me why I saw Tio right next to me. And I'm aware of my surroundings. I teach my children that all the time. Always be aware of your surroundings.
Right.
Who's in the room, know what they're wearing, know where they're standing, general things, right? And I saw Tio, like I was having a car, and I knew Tio was right there, and I saw his position, and he was talking to somebody, I forget who, and so on, and I kind of knew the lay of the land. And then literally from 1 second to another, I'm like this, blah, blah, and then I go like this to turn around to see Tio, and he's gone. And I'm like, where in the world did he? Oh, so he was just here. Literally, and he wasn't. It's not like he was gone from one position to another. He was just completely out of the room.
Right.
I had no idea how he left.
I had that same experience when you were at Daniela's Delights in New Jersey. I had the same experience. I saw you. My mind said, go to TO. And I started to go towards you, and you were just gone.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well,
I'm sorry. It's what you do, man. Listen,
hey,
because
sorry.
Jose came to me. He goes, "Did you see Theo? He was just here." I said, "Dude, don't you know? Don't you know who he is? The man. He appears, but here's the cool thing: he appears when it's important. When you truly need him, he is there.
Yeah,
That's the
I
beauty
try.
of that global impact, if you will. And one of the things that I always say is have faith in all things. I wake up in faith. I go to sleep in faith. I'm in the middle of my day in faith. And even when I'm driving and somebody tells me I'm number one because they're giving me the finger, the finger, I know I am in faith because they're thinking I'm number one. Right. So think about have faith in your day, in your life, and the abundance. Even you may not be in it at the moment, it will come to you. But you have to have the faith. And Kimberly, sounds like Emily. Kimberly, you talked about worth, right? And you have to believe that you're worthy every minute of your day. And to me, that's global impact. Wherever you go in the world, it's also how you treat people to have that global impact. Because once you're gone, they will remember you either for a good thing, and most definitely will never forget you for the bad thing.
That's right. That's right.
Do the right thing. That's all I say.
Yeah. Can I just touch on that for a second with,
Of course.
feeling worthy? It's hard to make an impact, a positive impact, if you cannot bring out your inner worth. And as someone who struggled with insecurities most of her life, and nobody would know it, I have always been perceived as this extreme extrovert, extremely confident person. When I walk, not even past, when I walk into a room, I own it most of my life. yet nobody knew that I was crumbling inside, the most insecure. And I think when you don't understand the worth, that insecurity can cause you to take routes, maybe that the doors weren't really open for you, but you opened them yourself. Okay. The ones who are supposed to be open for you, they will be opened. And so that worth for me now, because I know my worth, but sometimes, I get insecure. I just have to remember. And again, for me, it's all about my faith. I have to remember my Father owns the biggest kingdom in the universe, in the world. My Father owns the biggest kingdom. So I'm his daughter. I'm his heir. I'm his princess. It's available to me. And I have to remember that, so that when I start feeling down about myself, no, that's not who I am. And remind myself who I am and whose I am. There's a lady at my church, Beverly Franklin, I love you. She's always saying, you remember who you are. She points the finger, then she goes, and don't forget whose you are. When that worth comes out, the global impact, when we start knowing that worth, who we are, it's so much easier to see that worth in other people as well. And help raise them up. Like you talked earlier, raising others up, not just ourselves. So I just wanted to touch on that worth that, Jose, you're saying, and I just think, yes, that's one thing we have to remember is our worth. And we forget it. We forget it sometimes.
Speaking of that, since we're on that topic, first of all, great insights. And I found you to be extremely confident and a leader in the room. I think I pulled you aside, and I remember you were saying, where's the after party? Where we're going to meet for lunch or whatever it was after the event. And then you whistled so loud and just got everybody's attention just like that, and then you just commanded the room. And I was like, Mike, I said, your presence is amazing. Like I was impressed by that. So you're very accurate in terms of that. You definitely own the room. I felt your presence as well from the beginning to the end. But in terms of, this whole faith thing and knowing your worth, I always believe in the quote from the Bible that talks about walking by faith and not by sight, right? Because a lot of times we want to see the things in order to take the next step. Sometimes we just have to take the next step. Sometimes we just have to know that the whole staircase won't be revealed to us, but there's a step there, and you just got to take it in faith and know that, if you're doing your part, right, praying like it depends on God, but acting like it depends on you,
right,
all the difference. So in terms of my worth, well, I've got to say, I think we all struggle. You can talk to the most confident person in the world, and they have insecurities. Everybody does. Some are like here, some are here in different categories, right? Because there's confidence in many different areas. Confidence is not just a one thing for everything. It's not size fits all. Like I might have more confidence in networking than speaking on a stage, right? And somebody might have the opposite, vice versa. So it depends on the person. But I can tell you, there are two things in my case that have helped me with self-worth and with the leadership and confidence and all those things. Number one is knowing that I was created by God and in his image. And I have all the tools and I have been equipped with everything I need to be successful. So knowing that internally allows me to show up in the world the way I show up. And that's my foundation, right, is my faith. The second thing that I could say that has helped me tremendously, and there's a number of factors, I'm just giving two today for the sake of time, so I'm not talking the whole time. The second thing is affirmations. I think it is absolutely critical. One of the biggest components to the things I've done in life is what I say to myself.
Yes.
What talks to me the most throughout my day is my own internal dialogue, right? And I have like tons of these everywhere in my office, stacks and stacks of these. I got them off Amazon, and I just found I am statements. I'm just going to read just a couple really quick ones. That says, I am honest and trustworthy. I am a first-class, confident public speaker. I am worthy of the best and perform with excellence. I am strong, powerful, and bold. I am a magnet for money. I am an athlete in great shape that values health and wellness. I am a smart saver of money and a brilliant investor. I am a leader, not a follower. I am a child of God with seeds of greatness within me. I am a winner. I win at everything I do. I am a humble person and grateful for the blessings God pours into my life, so on and so forth. And somewhere, I mean, I can keep going, but my point in this is that we have to understand that some of us, actually all of us in some different degrees, but we have to rewire how we think. We have to rewire what we're saying to ourselves and our thought process,
Yes.
because your thoughts become your words and your words become your actions and your actions over time become habits. And eventually it determines where you end up in your lot in life.
Mm.
So powerful. It's so powerful to know what you're saying and who you're allowing to speak into your life. And most importantly, what you say to yourself.
Yep.
I got to jump in here, Jose, because you just gave me an incredible business idea. You're going to read those affirmations, all 500 of them, and we're going to create audio versions of it so everybody can listen to your voice, because you have this DJ voice,
Yeah.
and you're going to slow it down, and people are going to go, I am a child of God, right, in your voice. And look at that. We will sell millions of those albums. So, Jose, we got to get on a call, my brother, and create that, because when you were saying them, I was like, wow, I want to hear Jose say them, but I want to internalize them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can say them ourselves, but until we hear it from a second voice, then it really starts to stick. And it doesn't mean that we shouldn't say them, but sometimes we need to hear Jose say them. so,
Yes.
so that
I love
it
that.
I'd be willing to pay $9.97 for, whatever it is, right? And if we get several million people paying $9.97, Jose, we got a great business going on, brother. Think about that. But think about everything that we have been talking about, right? It's rising strong. That's one of the topics, and everything that everybody here has been talking about is exactly that. How do we rise in the morning? How do we shift our days? And because Jose has this incredible book that we pulled out earlier,
Mhm.
it talks about winning your day from the morning to the night. And when you win in the morning, no one, don't get me wrong, things will go wrong, but you will steer that ship. And if you ever know anyone who's been on a ship, it takes more than one person to maneuver that ship, right? Especially if you have a big ship. And the bigger the ship, the more hands on deck you're going to need.
Mm.
And if you want to be in a little, two things by yourself, a little canoe, that's fine. But you will never get far.
Mm.
And when the storms come, I want to
Wow.
be in a big, 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 big ship when the storms come,
Yeah.
so I can ride those waves. But if I'm in a
Dingy.
dinghy, maybe it's plastic, maybe there's a little hole. How am I going to cover it? I got nothing. Nobody's there to help me. So for me, it's bringing the right people, having the right ship, but having the right people manning the ship. Because maybe I'm good at this thing, but I need the guidance of everyone else. I need the captain, right? Maybe I'm not the captain. Maybe I am. I need that deep voice to tell everybody where to go, right, Jose?
You do. You do. No, you don't need it. You don't need it. It helps me. I was gonna say. I was gonna say something really quick. Since we're talking about rising strong, leadership, faith, and global impact, I think we're kind of going around all these
Oh
topics,
yeah.
or kind of ping pong kind of thing, which is nice. But does anybody recognize this guy right here?
What?
Does anybody recognize this man?
Oh yeah, that looks like
Yeah, man.
my brother T.O.
He has
Yeah.
he has a chapter in this book on, of course, leadership, right?
That was you, Tio?
And his chapter is called "The Greatest Rivalry Exists Within." Okay,
Mm.
I encourage you
Powerful.
to get a copy of this book directly from TL himself, and get a signed, personalized copy from him, and read his chapter. It's amazing. He's one of 25 amazing, powerful authors and speakers that were a part of this summit. So, would you like to elaborate and give us some of your golden nuggets on your perspective on leadership, Theo?
Yes. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate it. And again, man, it's in alignment. Alignment with who we are, man. Um, I was supposed to be a part of a different anthology with good brother Jose, and something, a storm came up, just like Seafood just said. It was a storm. I was out in California, some other things were happening. Um, and Jose had reached out to me and we talked, and Jose with his heart, man. Once again, Jose Escobar, his heart. He said, "T.O., listen, I understand. Hey, how about I just move you to the next anthology? No worries, brother. I'll take good care of you, all that good stuff." And it was such a relief. And a little beknownst to me, or unbeknownst to me, the next anthology was actually leadership.
Mm.
I'm a leadership coach. I'm a leadership junkie.
Yeah.
This year, I always have to show it, man. This book is Complete Idiot's Guide to Leadership. It's the idiots. It's the idiot's guide, man. Because again, leadership is something every single day we're developing.
Mhm.
As Jose started off the top, it starts in the home, man. It starts here. And I was so elated. And I said, the alignment with God. God said, no, I don't want you on this one. So I'm a rain on your little parade this go round. But come December of last year, you will be in alignment right where you need to be. And I thank you for that, Jose, because like you said, so many other amazing authors. I can't name them all. Cutno, Lethea Felton, so many great authors, and more importantly, one of the greatest leadership gurus on the planet, Dr. Rob McClellan, man. Shout out to Dr. Rob. I was just so happy to be on that platform, knowing that Dr. Rob McClellan was there. If you don't know who he is, type in his name, ask Siri, Rob McClellan. A name will start floating around by the name of John C. Maxwell. So again, when we talk about global impact, Jose, you provided so much, opportunity for many of us that love leadership and want to, really figure out more in depth of who we are and how we could serve. So I'm so grateful to be a part of that book. And yes, man, it's so many great authors in that book. Please check it out. But thank you, Jose. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, you definitely have to connect with Jose. Take a look at this.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of entrepreneurs all over the world, globally, all across the country, high performers, titans of industry. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more clients, more money, more profit, the bottom line, and of course, grow your circle and your network like never before, this is where you want to be. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. We are scaling massively. We want to welcome you in. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, the @ JAESCO25. We look forward to having you join us. Take care.
Oh, yeah. If you're not part of Connected Leaders Academy, then you must be somewhere in a closet somewhere.
Unless we just been on the boat in Kimberly's case, then this.
There you go. There you go. So, not to throw you under the bus or anything, Kimberly, but I'd love to have you be part of the Connected Leaders Academy when the time is right for you. When we think about exactly what Jose has created, what you're talking about, Tio, what you're talking about, Kimberly, it is everything. Leadership, right? Leadership starts with what you said earlier. Everybody has said it. It starts with you, right? It starts with the person you look at when you look in the mirror. How do you feel about that person? I do mirror help with some people. I've had people had this discussion just on Wednesday morning at my other show, the CEO show. I have people look into the mirror and their eyes are darting everywhere. They really are not happy looking at themselves. And then when I finally talked them through and all this stuff, tears start to well up because I'm like, look at the most impressive person you've ever seen. And yet you avoid them on a regular basis. We're avoiding the beauty that we have, the power, the worthiness that we have. So many people are not worthy because they don't believe it themselves. And I believe when we can look at ourselves in the mirror and say, man, you're worthy, you're beautiful. And then we go deeper and we go deep into us and we actually look not at our face, but into our souls. We look deep into our eyes and wow, I have beautiful eyes. Wow, I in love with the most important person ever. That's me. And that's hard for some people. And some people don't even know how to do that.
Yep.
It's so difficult, but it's worth doing. When was the last time that anybody here looked at themselves in the mirror and said, you're it? By the way, I do it every day. So I'm just telling you.
Really quick before we go to Kimberly, because I want to hear your thoughts on leadership, Kimberly. I'm sure you have some golden nuggets for all of us. I've been taking notes, by the way. I have my pen and pad right here, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts on leadership. But just to kind of piggyback off of what Tio and Rafael just said, Sifu Rafael, excuse me.
No, listen, that is my name. Rafael is my name.
Right.
Sifu is just, in order to keep me here.
So what I was going to say is just a couple of names on my bookshelf here. There's a bunch. There's T.D. Jakes. There's Hicks and Gracie. We have here Tony Robbins. There's Wim Hof. We have Arnold Schwarzenegger up there. Steve Jobs. Rick Ross. I mean, there's so many powerful leaders up here behind me. Ryan Holiday. This guy, Jordan Belfort. There is Robin Sharma. I mean, just behind me. What do they all have in common? Okay, what they all have in common, and this is the fine print, love them or hate them. Whether you like them or hate them is indifferent. It doesn't even matter. That's not what I'm talking about. The names I just dropped, and I can keep going. There's others. What they have in common is a very high caliber level of leadership. Okay, tremendous leadership in what they do and what defines the leadership piece, in my opinion. And there's a lot of layers to leadership, right? I believe leadership is influence, but a lot of their leadership is not defined so much by their success they've achieved. Their leadership is defined by the setbacks that they've had in their life that they had to what? Overcome. That they had to press through. That they had to say, you know what? I have a decision to make. Like the Marines say, I can fall 7 and stay down, or I can get back up one more time, right? Leadership is resilience. It is bounce back ability. It is grit. It is tenacity. It is just that ability to say, you know what? I am not done. I have more to do. I am going to be vulnerable and show the people that follow me so I can build trust and I can build this factor with the people that I serve, that I'm not perfect, that I too have failed, and I too will fail forward and fall on the ground, and I'm not, I haven't arrived. So these people I just mentioned, and there's many, many, many leaders I can name, it all goes back to not so much what you've achieved and how successful you are. Leadership is really defined by the things you had to go through, all the crap, for lack of a better word, that you had to overcome, and to say, I'm still standing and I'm better than I was before, and we're still creating impact. That is leadership. So, Kimberly, thoughts?
Well, you just said it all, really, didn't you? But I do agree. Influence, resilience, it's all of this. But one thing that I'm learning with leadership, you can't, well, we've all heard this before. You can't take someone somewhere you've never been, right? But, emotional intelligence is something I'm really leaning into right now as a leader, because I know I'm a leader. Emotional intelligence. I had a misconstrued idea of what that meant. I thought I knew what emotional intelligence was until I started studying into it and absorbing it. And I was completely off track. And I believe to be a good leader, you have to really work on your own emotional intelligence as well. And what is that? It's empathy without absorbing somebody else's emotional state, right? You have empathy towards them. That a leader has to have empathy, but don't absorb all what they throw on you, right? Boundaries, emotional boundaries. And I think sometimes, especially when we're first getting into in our stride, into our giftings, we don't know those boundaries. And that's where that emotional intelligence comes in. We have to be able to set boundaries for ourselves and for others. Leaders need boundaries. You need your information boundaries. You need your availability boundaries, which is really hard for go-getters. I'm sure for all three of you, that availability boundary is probably the hardest one. And then you also, which is for me the most important, is your emotional boundary as a leader. Because when people start to grab onto you to help climb, they sometimes want you to do the work for them.
Right.
And so that emotional boundary you have to recognize, yeah, I want to help this person. I really see the power, the influence in these people. I want to help them. You have to have that boundary, because those emotional boundaries, they can weigh you down. So I think with leadership, that's something that we should all invest in, is our own emotional intelligence and our own emotional boundaries.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got to tell you, boundaries are something that I've learned to set very early on. When I first started my businesses, I used to take everybody as a client, and man, I had to fire so many people who were giving me money, by the way, good money, and I had to say, nope, go away. Go away, because emotionally they were hurting my other clients, all these different things. And now, if you want to work with me, I give you a shot. I give you a shot. And then, because for me it's family, we do a trial. I don't just and it could be a wrong thing on my end, and I could be losing tons of money, but I go to sleep so happy at night. I wake up happy, I go to sleep happy, my day is happy. And when people look at me and they go, "What upsets you?" I said, "I don't know, I haven't found it yet. And I'm not looking for it either. I'm not looking for it. I'm not the one going out there and go, let me look for something that's gonna upset me, something that's gonna ruin my day." And that's what a lot of people do. They go looking for arguments. They go looking for situations that they don't need to be in.
Yeah.
If you ever really, listen, people who've known me for over 30 years have never seen me mad once, not even once. There's no reason for it. The minute I get mad at somebody, they're taking my energy away. My energy is mine. That's a gift that God gave me. Why am I going to give it away? I'm going to give everything else he's given me, because he told me, go give this. But certain things, you got to keep close to you. Don't give your energy away. It'll make you be worth more, because you need the energy to light other people up. And that's when you get the light bulb method with Tio.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's good. That's good.
I'm going to share something with you guys, if you don't mind. Think about our daily lives. How do we live them? And I want to get your input on this next message. Take a look. You followed the rules, tried the restrictions, counted the carbs, the steps, and the failures. You're not lazy. You're exhausted from doing it all without real change. What if the problem isn't you, but the plan? Sifu's Mind-Body Method is a 90-day transformation built on 7 unshakable pillars: mindset, movement, nutrition, hydration, fasting, journaling, and faith. This isn't another shortcut. It's your structure, your strength, your reset. You don't need harder. You need better. Ready to begin? Start today. Thoughts?
Thoughts is I'm a part of it. That's why I'm having my nuts here. See this?
Uh,
Love the program.
Yes.
I'm back to my health kick, man. I have my water here and
Look at that.
my little
It's a
healthy.
beautiful thing.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
book.
yeah.
It's a book. Seafood always love to brag about. Spiritual Fitness Survivor
That's
for
right.
my good brother Emilio, man, and Emilio and Daniela Ramon are international best-selling authors and speakers. They're passionate about helping entrepreneurs and individuals who have a story of transformation become published authors. The Power Couple has a mission to publish books annually to upbrand entrepreneurs who desire to become award-winning authors. Popular monthly author workshop, How to Become a Bestseller, is an opportunity to learn how to write your own success story.
Yeah.
I love the fact, man, that as leaders, you start to understand you can't do it alone. You just, it's not possible. You can't do it alone. No matter how amazing, how awesome you may think you are, you cannot do it alone. And being in the spaces from, last weekend to the He-Man conferences to, the different opportunities that we have just to come together. I said it on our live for the NYC experience. I did not know that brother Jose Escobar was a connoisseur of hip hop. And I say that today. I say it today, brother. That's another form of leadership in its own right, because it's authentically who we are. It's a universal language. And just be for individuals who aspire, to level up to that level of leadership, like you talked about with the socks, seafood, with the gentleman, with the CEO with the socks
That was in the earlier show.
right, and the bummy cars. It's the same thing. Like, when you're looking at certain leaders and they could just be themselves. I'll follow you anywhere, Jose. I'll follow you anywhere, bro. Not solely based on hip hop, but you are yourself. You are your most authentic self. You have the museum of knowledge behind you, and you put the time, you put the effort, but you've never forgotten where you come from. And I appreciate that about you. Same thing, Kim. You stood up in that room in Philly. Everybody in there was just truly touched, man. I remember Lancelot and I sitting there elbowing each other like, man, she's real, bro. She's real. She was able to absorb all the energy from the different individuals in the room. So leadership, man, is the greatest leader I know is the Heavenly Father, man. He's the greatest leader, period. And as you talked about looking in the mirror, Sifu, I looked in the mirror this morning and I said, Father God, give me confidence to go on this podcast and pour what you desire for me to pour. And I was looking at myself. I brushed my little teeth, did my little gargle, and put my little shirt on and came down here, and here we are. So
Yeah.
it's many people out there that struggle with leadership, and this is where you want to be. From
Yeah.
Connected Leaders Academy spawned all the way out. This is where you truly want to be. So tap in with us.
Coach
Yeah.
Tio, very quickly, I want to say first of all, thank you for your kind words, and and again, true leaders know how to compliment other people, right?
Right.
And I see that in you, all of us. I think that's what we do. Like we if we see something that's healthy and good, we want to honor that, right? So I think that's a normal thing. It's when we think we're full of ourselves and we can't extend a compliment because we're waiting for it to come to us, right? So,
Right.
but anyway, with that being said, I was listening to this morning. My son, I just dropped him off at Embry-Riddle in Arizona, Prescott, Arizona, in college. I was in Arizona for 4 days right after the Born to Risk. And it was quite an experience. It was like, kind of like tear jerking, yet very exciting. You know, it's like a very sad time, but a very exciting time. It's just really it's hard to balance, right? But we're excited for him. We're happy for him. He's settled in. He's happy. He's so they did like a special event today, like it was like a big assembly, and they had all these speakers on there, and I was watching the live stream with my wife just like earlier this morning, and I wrote these notes on the some of the things that were being said from that stage. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there was this one lady, I didn't catch her name. I'm gonna have to find out, but she spoke and she said there's something called the 8 win factors, as in winning, right? To win the day, like my book, right? She said there's 8 win factors. She said number one is self-awareness. Number 2 is motivation. Number 3 is focus. Number 4 is emotional balance. Number 5 is memory. Number 6, resilience. 7, adaptability. And 8, brain care, right? And she went through this whole thing, and she referenced a book that she extracted most of this from. And one of those things that she said here, she elaborated on each one. So I took like deeper notes on each bullet point. And one of the bullet points here under, what is it? One of the bullet points under self-awareness speaks to what you just said about hip hop and how I was, you know, showing a different side that I'm not afraid to show, right? She said, understand your talents as well as your limitations. And she said a lot of things, but I just took some bullet points, right? She said, be mindful and live in the moment. But then she said this. She said, share your real self with the world.
Wow.
Share your real self with the world. Be authentic and be confidently genuine. And the people that are meant to be in your world are going to be in your world, and the people that are not meant to be in your world are not going to be in your world. Do not pull back from who you are and how you show up, as long as it's ethical, moral, and healthy, and all the things, right? So that is what she said, and to me, I was like, my goodness, that's, and it just spoke to kind of what you just said. So, and I'll end with this kind of piece in terms of like what we're talking about today with the leadership and the rising and the global impact and all that. I think we need strength, right? But in order to, strength comes from the struggle, right? So they're like interconnected, right? Strength, struggle. So, and remember, folks, anybody who's watching this live, and say hello in the comments, by the way, and let us know if you're watching a replay. We want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Strength is forged where? In the fire.
Right.
That is where strength is forged, in the fire. Wow. And when we get these challenges that come into our world, which nobody's exempt of this. If you have a pulse, you're going to face challenges, right? So the challenges that we face, though, are meant to equip us, to strengthen us, so we can carry others where they are based on our leadership, because we've gone through some things.
That's right. You can't have a testimony without the test.
That's right.
I love tests.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's a lot of
this is it right here.
Yeah, a lot of wonderful information, a lot of nuggets that doesn't matter how successful you are, you can take things and grow and learn from them. These things are extremely important.
Amen to that.
When I see these things, these gatherings, like collaboration of minds.
Yeah.
If you think about the opportunities that sometimes we say no to, because we are saying yes to the correct ones. I have many friends in Hollywood, and the most common word, which is a full sentence, is no in Hollywood. Because can you imagine how many people are bringing plays and movies and shows to these executives, and they constantly have to say no. But when they say right for many reasons. One is because it makes sense, because there's going to be collaborations that have to happen. You have to get all the actors, all the correct actors. You have to get the right producers. You have to get the right sets. So there's a lot of legwork that goes into putting even a 30-minute show together. Imagine a movie that can take months to put together and millions of dollars. So when we say no, we should say no because we're saying yes to the right thing. So I want to thank you guys for saying yes to us, to Jose and me, for being here with us today, because you could have easily said no, but you chose us. So, woo, I am thrilled for that.
Thank you for
Yeah,
inviting me. Thank you and for inviting Tio and I. We
absolutely.
got to say yes because you saw something in us and invited us here.
Yeah.
Because you have the right script.
That's good. That's good.
Right. When I asked Jose to be my co-host, he did not give me an answer right away, and that I appreciated. Because if he would have jumped on like, "Oh yeah," blah, blah, and then later on, guess what? He'd be backpedaling because, oh man, I made a mistake. I didn't want to be here. I didn't have the time with all. But he did his due diligence, and he goes, "I will get back to you on that." And I appreciate that more than somebody who just jumps on right away without doing their due diligence. So, Jose, thank you for eventually saying yes.
I will speak to that in 30 seconds. I will tell you that there's a fine line between being an executive decision maker and taking massive action and being reflective and taking, careful action, right? Cautious action, because there, for what you extended to me, you were like, hey, it's going to be a year, and that's a commitment, right? A year of like every Friday, every other Friday. And so I said, and in most cases, I'm the massive action kind of guy. My mentality is, hey, tell me what it is. And if I feel compelled in my heart that this is the right thing, and then I'll just say, hell yeah. If I don't feel compelled to say hell yes, it's an automatic no for me, right? I'll just say no or yes, but I'll tell you quick. That's generally how I move. But in the case of what you pitched me at that time, I said, let me think about it. It's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've met so many amazing people. I love the topic. And sorry if there's a screaming child in the background. That's called living life and the circumstances of what's happening, the elements, right, that you can't control. So, yeah, I love it. This has been great.
And it's been more than a year. We're probably going on 3 years, so 2.5 or so. But think about you just said, oh, sorry about it's the element, but it's your beautiful family that makes you, that makes you so powerful as a leader, because it's that. You're not just in an office day in, day out. You are a family man. That's what makes you so unique, so special, so loving, so giving, because you understand that there is a give and take that we have to do, and a receive also, right? So I am extremely humbled that you said yes, and we've been having a blast because we are bringing exceptional leaders to this show. Tio, every time he's on the show now, he's become, Jose, I'm going to tell you again, he's become a regular on our other show, and I can't be more thrilled that Tio said, I'm going to be there every Tuesday morning at the New York City Experience. And we're thrilled that he's there with us, because he brings so much knowledge and love and caring for everybody who comes in. So, Tio, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Shall we go around the room? Final thoughts?
Yes, please. And here's the thing: we're going to final thoughts, and then promote your whatever it is that you're doing, and also your website that we're going to share with everybody. Who's going first? Ladies first. I know Tio's going to say it. I know it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm Kimberly Wardell from Developing Inner Excellence. First, I just want to say thank you, Sifu Rafael. Thank you, Jose Escobar, for allowing me on here. Thank you, Tio, once again, for your heart, your humbleness. I just love all three of you, gentlemen. I'm so blessed to have met you. I am a mental wellness coach, a workplace mental wellness coach. First and foremost, I'm a woman of Christ. I'm a woman of faith. But I love my passion at speaking. I love to speak. I love to inspire. But here's the thing. I don't want to just inspire somebody. I want transformation, because I know how transformation propels us forward. Inspiration gives us something to look at straight ahead, but transformation propels us forward. So I'm a transformational speaker. I want to say one thing, though, about the mental wellness coach for leaders out there, any leaders that are listening. You are a leader. You're leading someone else. Take care of yourself. Take care of your own mental wellness so that you can lead from a place of clarity. It's extremely important. We're always thinking of other people. If you're a leader, you're usually thinking of somebody else. Think of yourself too, so that you can lead with excellence, lead with integrity. I know I used to speak on stage about many different things while I was going through them. And some people would say to me, how can you get on there? And not in a good way. They would say, like, how dare you get up on those stages and speak about how to get out of depression when you're in one? And it was true that those words took me off the stage for a few years. I took all of those things that people were saying, and what would somebody said on the boat? They said, let the negative criticism not stick in your mind. Oh, I wish I had it written down somewhere, but don't let it stick in your heart, those negative criticisms, okay? Take care of your mental wellness. Take care of your mental health. And don't stop leading because you might be going through something. That is just going to propel you forward. I just want to say that.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. T.O., you're up, my friend.
Yes. Thank you, gentlemen, for giving us this most gracious platform today, to speak on something that is so near and dear to each and every one of us and many of our brothers and sisters out there watching today. And that's leadership. You know, I'll be honest with you. After retiring from the Marine Corps, I said to myself, I really want to continue doing what I've always done. And that's give the most concerted effort to lead and lead at a high capacity. And I prayed about these type of moments, man. I prayed about these moments, so many moments that I look at and I say, man, thank you, Father God. Because if it wasn't for God, it just would not be. That's just being honest. So when we talk about rising strong, a theme that was spoke throughout today was struggle. You know, if you're struggling out there right now, trust me, it gets better. Trust me, it gets better, man. And you have to be committed to wanting to be better. We could get on these platforms, we could pour our heart, our mind, our spirit, our soul. But you as the individual have to want to get better. Jose Escobar said it, the mindset, man. My dad is a pastor. He's been preaching for over 60 years.
Wow.
And he tells me all the time, he's like, son, I may be dead and gone, but it's the mindset. We have to shift our mindset. And you heard that all throughout today. T.O. Clay light bulb lessons, man. Light bulb lessons. You know, I got so much light today. Oh my goodness. And I'm streaming it on my YouTube page. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to send it to the people that I know could benefit from hearing these great leaders today. Man, just like I always say, man, reach out, man. Don't be a stranger. Don't be afraid. Uh, Even if you're at the top of your game, trust me, as good Dr. Albert T. Reed always says, you get to the next level, you're still at the basement of that level. You know, you're still at the basement. There's still more to learn. So thank you all, man. I don't want to be long-winded. You can find me on the different platforms, but lightbulblessons.com. That's where we're at, and we have a heart to lead. So thank you, gentlemen, once again today.
Love it. Love you, brother. Jose, young man.
Okay, of that level. Okay, I just took down that quote. that was a powerful quote. You get to the next level and you're still in the basement of that next level. Oh my God.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious. All right. So first of all, I want to honor Coach T.O. Clay, Kimberly Wardell. You guys are amazing, absolute powerhouses. Always good seeing you, T.O. And it was an absolute blessing getting to meet you, Kimberly. Love your heart. Love how you show up. And I suspect there's more we're going to do together, right? You're just awesome. And your husband was amazing too when I got to meet him as well. And Sifu, you already know where my heart's at, man. Much love to you as well. All right. So, in terms of myself, if you're an entrepreneur, you have a business, you want to get on more podcasts, you want to get more speaking engagements, whether it's virtual or in person, you want to get referrals, collaborators, more clients, more money, lifelong friendships with some growth-minded entrepreneurs, and just build your network in your circle on a global level, then Connected Leaders Academy may be for you. I don't know, because I vet every single person myself. Every single person that's joined our group has joined directly through me. And it's not an open door. There's qualifications. There is a culture that I protect very closely, and it has to be a win-win. So if you want to have that conversation, let's have the conversation and see what happens. And you can always check out my website, www.connectedleadersacademy.com. That's going at the bottom of the page right now. And in terms of today, I love leadership. I love faith. I love global impact. When you combine all three, well, I had to be here. So thank you, Sifu, for all that you do. I'm going to leave you guys with one amazing, powerful quote that is from Maya Angelou. If you don't know who Maya Angelou is, maybe you were raised in a broom closet, because she is Maya Angelou, okay? And she said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated."
Amen.
How simple is that quote? And sometimes we elevate things in life to complicated levels that are just so simple. So don't be defeated. Continue to rise. Keep your eyes and your vision on bigger plays, and know that there is more to do. There's more people to serve, and they need you to be at your very best, because you cannot give what you don't have. So pour into you every single day. Do not let up off the gas. Keep the faith strong, and know that your calling, what you're meant to do, is exactly where you are right now. Okay? Just know that. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Powerful. Powerful. I'm Sifu Rafael. I love what I do. I love helping people realize their potential of growth and how important they are. And one of the ways I do it is through Sifu's mind body method. And Jose showed you his water, and he's eating nuts, and he's part of the method. And what I love about that is that there is no right or wrong way. It's just you have to continue to do it on a daily basis. And you may fall off the wagon. It's okay. We don't believe in diets because guess what? They don't work. And who wants to die anyway, right? We want to live. We want to live. So don't diet, live. It's a lifestyle. We have 7 pillars that we are going to teach you, but there's an 8th one. And like I said before, you have to be in the method to find out what the 8th one is, which is a powerful one. So think about your life. You want to have wealth. You want to have friends. You want to have family. But what if your health is not there and you're paying the price with your health? Take care of you, because in reality, sometimes no one else will. And I always say, talk to your food, because it talks back. It does talk back. Listen, I had an incredible salad before we did our previous show. And I got to tell you, I had a pear, I had green mix leaves, and I had almonds, and it was incredibly delicious. And guess what? That salad may sound boring. I don't like salads. Guess what? I like life, and I want to live it to be long. So eat right, be right, and we also cover the mind in the method. So thank you, everybody. Tio, man, big props to you. Kimberly, we just met, but you're in, girl.
Oh yeah, she's in there.
You're in. You're in with all of us who understand that we're not doing this alone. So we need girl power. We need you, right? Yeah. Ooh, look at those guns. What? Jose, man, she's putting you to shame, brother. And me too.
I gotta work on this. I gotta work on this now.
I know. I just saw her arms. I'm like, no, Tio, we all 3 have to go to the gym now.
Listen up. You're right.
Do me a favor. There are so many nuggets in this show. And I am blessed that Jose said yes. I am blessed that you both said yes to being on here with us. Share the show like Tio's going to share it with his people. Share it with somebody. Share it, because you never know, somebody needs to hear what we talked about today.
Yeah.
Somebody may be at their last end, and we don't want that to be. We want them to know that they're worth more. So God bless you all. Thank you. Enjoy.
Remember, live it, don't diet.
That's right.
Love it. Take care, everyone.
Love you all, man.
Right.
See you soon.